Hi, this is ESPN's Dave Lamont, and you're listening to the Sports Objective Podcast, the unofficial podcast of the Pirates.
Halftime in Philadelphia, East Carolina. Tipple 24. Welcome into the TSO halftime report presented by L&K Custom Homes. Guys, what were your thoughts on the first half? We'll start with you, Matt.
Well, guys, I mean, right now my thought is just that, you're wondering if this is a team that's just content with 6 wins, because defensively we just are not playing with anything the last 2 games. And, I don't know what happened after the Cincinnati game, guys, but the defense just looks like they're done. I mean, they are not putting up any resistance.
Well, I can tell you the offense and special teams are content with 6 wins. They've played well so far. Keaton Mitchell has made some big plays. We had a busted play turn into a touchdown. What's his name? 88, big kickoff return.
Yeah, Josiah
Hatfield, yeah. So big plays on offense and special teams. So I don't think the team is content with 6 wins, but defensively, there are times you'll see it, particularly against the run. I don't know. We haven't been able to get pressure on the quarterback in recent weeks, and the pass defense. I think we're wanting to play a soft zone to keep everything in front of us, but it holds them to field goals when they get down to the red zone. And I get that operation in theory, but it ain't working. So you got to change what you're doing at halftime. You got to just be more aggressive. If we give up a big play, we give up a big play. We're giving them up anyway. So I would be much more aggressive in the second half on defense, and then offensively, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, Josiah Hatfield, a 43-yard kickoff return to start the game. Pirates, unfortunately, unable to do anything with that after having the ball right at midfield. 2 3-and-outs on the first 2 possessions, but since then, we've largely been able to do whatever we've wanted offensively. Keaton with the 49-yard touchdown run. He had another of right around 25 yards, so 2 more plays in excess of 15 yards in the running game. He had the busted play where Holton was faking it to him on the jet sweep. Unfortunately, the fake was not what it needed to be, but Holton stayed composed and picked it up, and 73 yards later, the Pirates had an unexpected touchdown on that play thanks to Keaton's speed.
Yeah, and we would have scored again before half. We had more time. The field goal, obviously, that's something we got to address. We were talking about in the green room before we went live. Obviously, the kicking game continues to be a struggle, and you have a chance to go up by 7 there, which means the best they can do is come out in the locker room, unless they would go for 2, is come out and tie you. Now they can take the lead. So need to have a defensive stand first possession. Don't need Temple to take the lead coming out of the locker room, but I wish we'd had a little more time on the clock. Had Houston used one of his timeouts earlier, we would have had more time on the clock. I don't know why he let so much time run at one point Matt, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was 3rd and 5. It was 3rd and 5, guys. The announcers were talking about it, saying that we were concerned with not picking up the 3rd down and giving them time to score. Instead, we put ourselves in a bad situation where we would have potentially been able to score the touchdown.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's one thing Houston's got to get better at as a coach, is clock management and timeouts.
We're too afraid of not picking it up. Instead of having the confidence of picking it up, then we did what we did. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Well, no, and we've seen this time and time again this year where we're just too content to play for a field goal, and it just continues to backfire on us. And we were in a prime position there to get a touchdown on the board, and you're throwing little check downs to the running backs. Just way too conservative in that situation. So another missed opportunity for Mike Houston before halftime, which is a common theme, all season.
On the 3rd and 5 play, right after that, Holton hit Josiah Hatfield. He was able to outrun the linebacker and run around him to the sideline to pick up the first down. But I think it was something like 35 seconds that we had as opposed to 50 or 55.
Yeah, and I love the play call on the next play, handing it off to Keaton Mitchell on first down. To me, that was a really good play
Yeah.
call. I called it before. I was sitting there at the table with a bunch of people watching it on my cell phone. I said, I handed off to Keaton right here. And it almost got in the end zone. But shame you had it 13, couldn't score. Couldn't even get a field goal out of it. That's a damn shame. That's that right there. You hope they don't bite you at the ass in the end of the game. I would expect we'll continue to score on them. The thing is, can our defense stand up and stop them? Sure would be a lot more comforting right now if we were up by 7 versus 4.
Yeah, taking a look at some of the halftime numbers, total yards, Temple 328, East Carolina 289. As I mentioned, after the 2 3-and-outs to start the game, the Pirates have essentially been able to do what they've wanted on offense. However, unable to really slow down E.J. Warner and the Owls, as Temple 311 of those 328 yards have come through the air, and the Pirates have now surrendered 746 passing yards in the last 6 quarters, gentlemen.
Yeah, we have got problems with our pass defense. Matt, what would you do coming out in the second half? Would you be more aggressive? Go after the quarterback?
First thing I would do is I would get a little more in a press position. We're playing too far off. I wouldn't play this far off, especially with our corners, and I would continue to bring pressure and take away those little timing routes, those little hooks, those little hitches, 5 and 7 yards that they're killing us with. That's what I would do.
Yeah, because what does it matter if you're giving up a big play if they're scoring anyway? So, yeah, you might as well have a chance to create a big play yourself.
Something else, guys, we have to tackle better. And on the whole, we've been a solid tackling team this year, but today it's left something to be desired.
There was one play, it was a little pass play. It was bad, where I don't even know who it was. That guy was watching on my phone eating dinner at the same time. I was just ready to get together at her house. You guys know the play I'm talking about. It should have been a minimal gain. Instead, he got it and wrapped him up, and he gained, 15 yards on the play.
The middle of the field continues to be pretty wide open as well, and Temple has taken advantage of that. Warner hooking up with his tight end on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you just saw that again, guys. Here Temple is, back in a 3rd and 1. And they just continue to find these little 4 and 5 yard routes where guys are just uncovered. So this would be a big opportunity to get a stop here.
And
right now, is the second half started?
It has.
Okay, I'm on the road. Okay. Well, we need to wrap up the halftime report. The second half started.
Gotcha. Before we wrap this up, Craig Doucette says his team drives me crazy when we let teams stick around. We lose, and our record proves it, and this game feels like it will have the same result of NC State Navy. I just want to scream. I would not be so frustrated if most of our losses were not self-inflicted. But we'll continue to do our best to pull this thing out in the second half, and let's hope the Pirates can shore things up defensively. And we appreciate everyone tuning in, and let's go and check out the second half. As always, go Pirates.
I'm a pirate down to my soul, and I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode, from the sidelines down to the post. Put it down like not even close, all out to the last whistle blow. From the flag with the soul and crossbones. Everybody stand up, get your hands up, let our team know that we got they back. This is our house, this is our town, our time, everyone not copy that. Everybody in the stands go bananas, scream loud, baby, don't hold back. Every foot, every yard, every first down, every touchdown with the cannons blast. Get it on, get it all, get the wave going.